Feeling so good. Feeling so good. Feeling so good. Feeling so good. Feeling, 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 feeling. Hello, how you doing? How you feeling? How you doing? I am great, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like being on live, but I have to do this. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are beautiful too. Every day, all day. Proud mixed child, how you doing tonight? Uh, uh, how y'all doing tonight? I'm feeling so great. I'm feeling so great, but I still don't want to do this, 'cause I am sleepy indeed. I know the feeling, but I hope I make you feel better by doing this live. 'Cause I like to make you feel good, make you feel happy, and make you feel supportive. How y'all doing tonight? I did a little bit of singing, trying to bring up the liven up the live a little bit. How you doing, Glenn? How you doing, Vanessa? How you doing, Pride? Mixed child. How we feeling? How we doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? Mm, 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 mm. That's good. I'm blessed too, and I cannot complain. But I'm glad y'all doing good. I'm gonna let a couple more people coming in. But how was y'all day today? Y'all had a rough day at work or something? Okay. You don't have to talk. I know the feeling. Sometimes we don't want to talk. We just want to listen to what needs to be said. Hello, Sunflower. How you doing? Mm, 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 mm. You're very welcome. Mm, mm. Me too, Glenn. Hello, Rusty. How you doing? My day went. It was interesting. It was just interesting, but you gotta make the best of it. You still living, you still breathing. Got food in the refrigerator, so I cannot complain. Hey, Brandon, how you doing? Thank you. I used to be in a choir in high school. Um, about 22 years ago. Occasionally, I sing sometimes. Yep. So I just try to liven up the live a little bit, just to pep up everybody's step, you know. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, yep, yep. But it looks like it's a chill night tonight, so I guess this is a little bit of people in here. Some people in here prefer it to be that way. I ain't gonna lie, I prefer it to be that way today. So, um, the topic is gonna be tonight is signs someone is good for you. Okay. Okay, but the topics are signs of someone that's good for you. And the topic is like really all about, it doesn't really pertain to like necessarily it has to be about relationships. It could be about friendships, it could be about um any type of relationship that you're in. You know, it could be a workplace, it could be marriage, it could be anything. Somebody that gives you signs that they're good for you. And the first one is they make you feel safe and not anxiety. And it does feel good. That's true. Um when you have a person that makes you feel safe, in my personal opinion, I feel like when a person makes you feel safe is when a person don't have you worried and don't have you wondering an eye, like looking side to side, or you know, you won't have to feel like edgy. And I think a lot of people nowadays prefer to have that than to be on edge, because with all the stuff that's going on right now in the United States of America, or might as well say this whole world, I guess you could say that right now people don't feel safe because of all of this stuff that's going on with the world, and especially with the, you know, president of the United States. But I think that it's a good sign to have somebody that you could be friends with or in a relationship with, or be in any type of relationship with someone that they can make you feel safe. And it's a beautiful thing to feel safe. And I think that is a good sign, you know, to know that someone, you know, is good for you. The other one is you can be yourself without fear or judgment. And I know a lot of people that prefer to have that, because you want to be able to be yourself around a person. You don't want to be all uptight and be like, you know, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't do that because this person might feel this way. Like, for example, like for example, this gonna sound funny, and Brandon might laugh at me when I say this. You want to be able to be yourself. Like if you have to fart or something, and you could be right next to a person, and when you fart, they won't just sit there and be like, ugh. If they just bust out laughing, me too. um, it's like somebody sit next to you and they fart. And sometimes some people might sit there and say, ew, that's disgusting. But if a person just bust out and laugh, yeah, you was. Yeah, sometimes it just comes out. But I think the most beautiful thing about it, like for example, Brandon on his live one day had told us about how he met, his wife and how things played out. And he basically said that, what I just said, he farted. And then his wife, who he's with now, had laughed. And that's how he knew she was the one for him. And that's a beautiful thing because he was able to be himself. So when you can find a companion that could just laugh with you and don't judge you for the things that you do, that if you don't feel comfortable, that's fine, Brandon. but when he told me that, it just had me tickled. But it's good to be yourself. It's good to be yourself and not feel like you're gonna be judged. I think it's a beautiful thing. They they generously listen when you speak. And when you can find someone in a friendship, working ship, whatever, and they can listen to you when you speak, that means you have good communication. And I think everybody wants to deal with a person that's going to listen. Because everybody wants to hear, everybody wants someone to have an open ear and listen to them. Because if um if you can listen to someone and a person notice that you listen to them, that's a good sign to them. That means that you're not making it about you. You basically taking the time out to listen to a person, and everybody needs an open ear sometimes. Instead of you talking all the time, the person wants to have someone to have an open ear and listen to them. And that's a good thing as well. That's a good sign that a person, um, is good for you. Because if a person listens to you, then you know that you can talk to them. And everybody wants to have an open ear when you talk to someone. So I think that's a good thing, a good sign to show that a person is good for you. They support your dream goals. That's a good thing as well. Because if you have big dreams, exactly. Everybody wants to have somebody that's in their corner that's going to support your dreams and goals. And I think a lot of people sometimes don't want to take the time out to be supportive of other people's dreams and what they want to do. Yep. hmm Um. Okay. You too. But I think everybody that has dreams and goals and wants somebody to, hey, how you doing? But I think everybody wants to have someone that has goals and dreams and want to, thank you. Okay. But I think everybody wants to have somebody that is showing, support for their dreams and goals because of the simple fact that when you have a support system of your dreams and your goals, that motivates them. Hey, Kendi K, that motivates them, and that makes them want to achieve even further than they was doing before. So it's important for you to support someone with their dreams and their goals, because if you don't support them and you don't give them, that booster up for them to do that, then they're not going to want to do it and they're going to want to give up. So you always want to find someone that's good for you, that is going to support your dreams and going to support your goals. The next one is number 5. They communicate openly and honestly. And I think that's a good person for someone as well. If someone can have, if you individuals can communicate and be honest with each other, that's what makes that person good for you. Because if you have good, hey Chip, it's been a minute. How you feeling? How you doing? But I think when you have communication openly and honestly, that's a good thing. Because if you have a good and open relationship, in a friendship or relationship or any type of ship that you're in, that means you could be, when you open and honest with that person, that makes your relationship grow. That makes your relationship grow, and it makes it continue growing to a point that it could expand to something else. But like I said, all these things don't have to be about relationship. It could be about friendship. It could be about partnership. It could be about, business or anything. But if you have communication open and honest, that relationship can go a long way. So you should always have a communication open and honestly with a person. You laugh more than what you laugh more than you're with them. If a person is able to make you laugh and make you smile and make you feel better, that's a good person for you. And you should keep them in your life, because you don't want to keep on living life, always being upset, always feeling sad. You want to live a happy life. And if you have someone as a friend that can make you laugh, that can make you feel, you know, full of life and help you live life, that's a good person for you. And I think that's a good one, because everybody needs to laugh. Nowadays, everybody has to laugh, and because like with, not to put them on blast, like Pride. I was just singing before everybody came in because I was trying to lift his spirits up a little bit. I think I lifted up a little bit, just a little bit, but I don't think it was completely there. But at least I made an attempt to, make him smile and make him happy a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm on live, guys. Y'all are live. Okay, and the next one, they respect your boundaries. If you're in any type of relationship with someone and they respect your boundaries, they are good for you. But if they can't respect your boundaries and they can't respect what you want, then that person's not good for you. You want to be able to have any type of, like I said, friendship, anything with a person if they can respect your boundaries. And everybody deserve to have boundaries, so they can set a limit for you, so you can understand what you're not able to do and what you are able to do. And if you can have a communication with a person and they can respect your boundaries, they are good for you. But if they can't respect the boundaries that you are trying to make, then they're not good for you. So I think that's a good one as well, because nowadays you're going to have to set boundaries. So y'all can have that good communication and have an understanding. The next one is they celebrate your wins, big or small. I think it's a beautiful thing when a person can celebrate. Sorry for the thing spinning. I think it's a good thing to have somebody in your corner that can celebrate your wins if it's big or small, because it boosts up your confidence and then it makes you feel good that you had that type of support. And a lot of times, some of us don't get that support, and some people just want to celebrate wins that's big. But you also want to have someone there that wants to celebrate your wins when they small too, especially when you lose at something as well. You should celebrate lose or wins regardless. And I think that's a good sign too, to have when somebody's good for you, when they able to celebrate your small and your big wins, because that's encouraging that person and you letting them know that they can do it. They bring out the best in you. That's a very good sign. Um, I think when you have a person that brings out the best in you and make you feel that you're capable of doing anything, I think that is a good person for you, because if that person don't bring out the better version of you, then they're not good for you. That means they bringing out the worst in you. But you always want to have somebody in your life that's going to bring out the best in you, that wants you to do better in life. And like I said, a lot of us wants that, you know what I'm saying? But it starts off with you being able to bring out the best in yourself. Instead of having someone bring out the best in you, I think when you reverse it, you should be able to bring out the best out of you, instead of just someone. You feel calm and not drained after spending time together. That's a good one as well. I think that's a good one. You feeling calm and not drained. I think that's a good thing, because I think with a lot of shifts that people be in, when you argue, when you fight, when you have disagreements, that's draining. But if you can communicate with each other and talk things out, in my opinion, that can feel calm. Because when you argue with a person, it takes a lot of energy when you argue with them, because that's one thing that can drain you out. And when y'all don't have good communication, that drains you out. So it's better to have a calm relationship with a person than to have the person feel so drained out. Because when you drain out a friendship, when you drain out a relationship, and when you drain, any type of ship that you're in, that's when that type of relationship will dissolve. So it's better for you to have one of those type of relationships that is calm. It's no drama, it's no argument, there's no screaming, no shouting. You know, you should talk it out. But I think that it's a good thing when you feel calm and not drained after spending time with each other as friends, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or husband and wife. I think that's a good thing, because that means you enjoying each other's company, which is a good thing and a good sign to show that a person is good for you. They apologize when they're wrong. I think it's a good thing too when you do that, because people nowadays, it seems like people don't take ownership for their actions. And I think when people take ownership for their actions, it shows a sign of you showing growth in any type of situation that you're in. And a lot of people have a tendency of not admitting when they wrong. They want to take another road and, basically feel like they don't need to own up to anything. But I feel like it is a good sign when you able to own up that you're wrong, because that shows growth in that friendship, relationship, whatever it is. It shows that you made growth. But if you can't, take no ownership for it, then that's showing that it's not going to be no growth. You know what I'm saying? So it is a good sign. It's good for you when they are able to admit, that they're wrong, instead of, feeling like that they didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? But, every situation is different. But I think it is a good sign, to show that that person is good for you. They encourage your personal growth. And I think I agree with that as well. I feel like if you can encourage a person when they make growth, like for example, I have a friend of mine that I have known for about 3 years, and she be telling me all the time that, pretty, you have made personal growth, and me and her are friends. And when we have conversations, we be having conversations with each other, telling each other that we have made personal growth within ourselves. From out of the years that we known each other, we made personal growth. And that's good to have a friendship that you and that person can compliment one another, to notice that you and that person have made growth together, or you making good growth at your job and you making personal growth at, in this extent. It's good to have somebody that can compliment and encourage you of making or encouraging that person of personal growth, or they making personal growth. It's good to have that type of relationship, because when you do that, it makes them feel good. It makes them feel appreciated. It makes them feel like, well, damn, thank you. And everybody wants to have somebody that can do that. You know, it feels good to have someone that can encourage your personal growth. Another one, they value your opinions and ideas. Now, it is a good sign that a person is good for you when they, you know, value them. But it also is good when they disagree with them, because that makes it be a healthy type of relationship that you're in with that person. Because when you in a friendship or relationship or whatever, yeah, it's good to value their opinions and ideas, but then sometimes they can disagree with it. So it's like you have to come either or, and come to some type of agreement that you value it or you disagree with it. But as long as you have that balance, that the person can disagree and value it at the same time, that's a good balance. But if it's going to be, you don't value their opinion, you don't care about their opinion, it it makes the relationship or friendship be kind of lump-sided, because y'all now on the same page. But everybody's not going to be right about anything that you say. But as long as you can value their opinions and ideas, and you can come together and compromise and come to some type of agreement, I think that someone is going to be good for you in your friendship or relationship or whatever. Another one is they make efforts to understand you. And I think a lot of us would like to be in a relationship, friendship, well, whatever ship that somebody understands you. You know, I think everybody wants to be in any type of situation with someone if they understand you. And a lot of people don't want to take the time out to understand the individual. They want to, pass judgment and criticize and stuff like that. But I think when you take the time out to make a effort to understand someone, that person will appreciate that a lot. And if you take the time out to make an effort to understand them, that's how you can build from that. That's how you can build from a relationship or friendship or whatever you in. And that's a good thing, you know. Um, you can trust them completely. Now, this one, I'm going to be honest. Trust is a big key factor of any type of situation you in. But I disagree with you trusting someone completely right away. In my personal opinion, I feel like you can't always trust a person completely right away. I feel like that person will have to earn it in due time because trust be carried so loosely, very loosely. And when you trust a person completely, that means your whole heart is in the situation. Now, sometimes it might be a good thing that you trust a person completely, and sometimes it's a bad thing when you trust a person completely. But I feel like to a certain extent that if you trust someone, I'm not going to say that you're going to trust the person right away. I think you should take your time to trust the person and build on that trust, but not all the way trust them completely because, especially really fast, because you don't want to get hurt. But then at the same time, it's like the person wants you to trust them completely. But you can't always trust a person completely. You have to earn that trust. You have to earn it gradually. And once it happens gradually, then maybe they can trust you. But in my personal, I don't think it should be completely because you don't want to get hurt. So in my personal opinion, I think trust is being used too loosely to the point that people need to take their time with trusting people, you know. But that's just my opinion. But I mean, a person can be good for you when you trust them completely, but I don't think you need to trust them all the way completely until you get to know them completely and build that trust gradually, if you know what I mean. They respect your independence. And I could say that some people do be respecting, some. I think in any type of situation, you should respect their independence regardless. But I know some people don't respect other people's independence because sometimes they want them to be able to trust them and don't have to always do everything by yourself. And I think that's one of the reasons why people feel like they want you to not be, independent. But then again, you should respect the person's independence because you never know. The person probably had been doing something for a long time before you came into the picture. So I do feel like that, people should respect people's independence, but then some people don't. But if you don't respect respect the person's independence, then that's going to make them feel like, well, dang, you want me to depend on you all the time. But I mean, I think it's a good sign that if a person can respect your independence and respect what you do and what you want and what they don't want you to do for them, they want to do it themselves. That would be a good relationship too. But a lot of people, like I said, don't be respecting other people's independence sometimes because they want that person to rely on them because of the fact, they want to be that nice friend or nice boyfriend or nice girlfriend. But it is a good sign if you respect the person's independence because that's showing them that you're not trying to change anything or you're not trying to take over something that they've been doing, for a while. The next one is they're kind to others and not just you. I think that's a wonderful thing as well. When you are kind to other people other than just them, I think that is a good sign that that person is good for you because that shows that they have respect for others and not just for you. Because if you have respect for other people, that shows that you're polite, you're kind, and you're not rude, and you're not just doing that just for them. You're doing it for other people because you was probably raised the right way and you was taught to be respectful and be kind. But when a person is just only nice to you and they not nice to other people, that kind of shows a sign that, well, damn, if they not nice to them and they only nice to me, it's going to turn around and be one of those situations that, shoot, they might turn around and be mean to me. So I think it is a good thing that if a person is kind to others and not just you, I think that is a good sign. That is a good sign for that person for you. I just, like I said, either it's in a friendship, relationship, whatever. It don't have to necessarily always be about a relationship. It could be about a friendship too. You know, um, they handle conflicts maturely. I think all of us would love to have somebody that was good for us in their life, that they are able to handle certain situations in a mature way. I think a lot of us would like to have somebody or everybody in our circle that is able to do that, you know. But sometimes it don't work out like that. But I think someone will be good for you if you are able to handle conflicts in a mature way. Because if you are with a person or in a friendship with a person and they can't handle the conflicts in a mature way, they don't need to be in your life, because that means they causing drama and chaos that's unnecessary. And then when they do that, that's draining you. That's taking your energy from you. So it's always good to be friends with someone or in a relationship that can handle conflicts in a very mature way, because when you do that, it shows growth within that relationship or friendship that you have. So I think that's a good one as well. You don't feel the need to fix them. That right there is a good one, because a lot of people, when you try to fix them, they probably wouldn't mind for you to fix them. But then a lot of people feel like you should not try to fix them, because that's just the way they are. And they like to be who they are. So I do think it's a good thing that you don't feel that you have to fix a person, because a person is going to be who they are. If you sit there and try to change them or try to make them do something different, that's going to make them feel some type of way, because that's who they are. And you also got to remember too, if you're trying to fix a person that don't want to be fixed, that's a waste of time. So I also think that you don't feel the need to fix them is a good thing, because if they feel like that, if they feel the need to fix them, then that means you're changing them. But if you're not, that's a good sign, because you letting them be themselves. You letting them, you know, you letting them be you. I mean, you letting them be them, basically. They show appreciation. They show appreciation for you on a regular. I think that's a wonderful thing. I think if if you're in like a friendship, you should show appreciation to your friend as much as you can, because a lot of people like to feel appreciated. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I love to be appreciated, on a regular, because it's a beautiful feeling. And when you show a person appreciation, that means they it makes them feel good. It makes them feel really good that you appreciate them. And I think a lot of people nowadays need to show appreciation to their friend or the person who they with, and to their coworkers, because it makes them feel good when you show appreciation, on the regular, to the person that you are communicating with. And everybody likes to feel appreciated. And then when you make them feel appreciated, it makes them feel good. It makes them feel real good inside. So I think that is a good sign when you show appreciation on a regular to that individual. It makes them feel good. And I think that is a good sign to show that a person is good for you. They're happy when you're happy. I feel the same way. If I'm in a relationship with someone, or if I'm in a friendship with someone, I'd rather for them to be happy and me happy. And they not happy. When you're in that situation with someone, you don't want them to be feeling all sad and gloomy, and feeling like, ugh, because it's gonna bring both of y'all down. But then also, it takes your energy. Whatever energy that you bring into the situation, they're gonna take from you. Because, like, if you coming near them with a dark cloud and you expect them to be happy, but you're not happy, your energy, that person's going to take the energy from you. And it's going to end up being both of y'all not vibing. So it is a good thing to have someone happy and happy as well. Because that's when y'all can have fun. Going out, chilling, acting crazy, being like, girl, man, what? You know, like, what's up? And when both of y'all excited, if that person happy and you're happy, it's gonna make the day go by smoothly, like very smoothly. And I love those type of situations when the person that I'm with, not in no relationship, but I'm not in no relationship with nobody, but just for an example, I like to see a person that's happy if I'm in a relationship with them or in a friendship, because it's all about the energy. If you bring in the energy of you having a bad day at work or something, and then when they get near you, then that's when the energy just flows right to them, and it's going to bring them down. So you always want to have them be happy and you happy as well, and then it's going to make everything be a-okay. That's just my opinion. Okay, the next one. They motivate you to be better, not different. I think all of us want to have somebody in that life that can make us better. And I think when you in any type of relationship with someone or friendship with someone, and they sit there and motivate you to be better and not different, that is the most beautiful thing that you can do. Because when you build somebody up to be better and not be different, it's a beautiful thing. So that is a good sign to have somebody in your life that can do that. Because we don't need to have people in our life that's going to give negative energies and want to see you fail or not push through or anything like that. You want to have somebody in your life that's going to build you up, to make you do better, and not change you for the worse. Nobody wants that, and nobody deserves that. Everybody deserves to have somebody in their life that's going to motivate them to do better, and then not only just do better, but not make you different. That's a wonderful thing to have somebody to motivate you to be better than trying to make you different. So I think that's a beautiful thing. They respect your alone time and your space. In my opinion, I think that's the most beautiful thing in the world. I think it's the most beautiful thing, somebody that can respect your time and your space alone. Because I don't care if you friends with that person, in a relationship with that person, in a partnership at work. If you have a person that's in your life and that can respect time alone, to give you space and let you have my me time, that would be a wonderful relationship, friendship, partnership that you could ever have. Because you don't want to be always around that person 24/7, because it's going to be times that you're going to want to have time and have space alone. And I think all of us want that sometimes. All of us want to have that alone time with space, with space and time. I think all of us want that every once in a while because it gives you a chance to clear your head, get your mind right, and have you, you know, just just meditate and just just getting your mind right, you know. And I think that would make a beautiful friendship or relationship to have when a person can give you the respect of alone time and space, because that means you can have time for yourself. You don't have to worry about them hovering over you. And some people take offense to that. Some people take offense to that. Some people don't. But to me, I think that when a person can give you respect to have a long time, I think that's a beautiful thing. That means you can have your time, your space over there. I have my time space over here. And then when we get our regrouping over with, we brand new and fresh. Like I have a best friend that I know for 20 years. We don't talk every day, but it's almost like once we get back together, it's almost like we just spoke to each other yesterday. Because I know that if I was always up under her, or I was always, if I was always up under her and she was always, you know, up underneath me, both me and her would probably get sick of each other. So I kind of like the fact that me and her had that type of friendship, that she can have her, I respect the time that she needs and she respect the time that I need. And that's a good friendship right there. So it's nothing wrong with that. But if you have a person in your life that can respect your alone time and your space, that would be a beautiful relationship, friendship, etc. The another one is they accept I'm sorry. They accept your flaws without criticizing. I think all of us want that, because we don't want nobody to be criticizing us, with flaws. All of us got some type of flaw. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got some type of flaw. But if a person is able to accept your flaws and not criticize you, that person is a good person for you to be friends with or in a relationship with, because that means they don't care. That means they accept all of you. And I think that's a beautiful thing, you know. They keep their promises. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love a friend, and whenever in the near future I get a boyfriend, I love the factor that a person can keep their promise and not go back on it. I would love, I love to have something like that, because when people keep their promises and they keep them, that means you are trustworthy. And I know that I can count on you. So when you have somebody in your life that when they make promises and they keep them, that's a good thing. That means you need to keep that friend, because they don't break no promises. They don't break the code of conduct, type of thing. So if you in a friendship or relationship with that person, and you are able to have somebody that can keep their promises that is a very beautiful sign that they are good for your life, because that means you can rely on them and they won't let you down. So I think that is a good sign. And the last one is you feel love in the way you need it most. Again, you feel love in a way you need it most. The number one that I'm going to say, that I'm going to add into that, you need to start from the beginning to love yourself. And then once you start loving yourself, that love in the way you need it the most is going to expand. That love is going to be so expand that it would be the biggest love that you would never have. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it starts with in you, with you loving you. And when you love you, and then you are in a friendship or relationship or whatever, and you love you completely, and when you have someone love you in the way you need it most, that love would expand. It would expand. It's like, it would expand more when you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? I hope it makes sense, but it starts with you. And then once it hits with you, then if that person gives you that feeling, the most love in a way that you need it the most, that love will expand for eternity when you love yourself within. That's just my opinion. But I think these signs are the most wonderful signs that I ever heard of, because some of us be always wondering if they are in a friendship or they're in a relationship or something, and they feel like if a person is good for them, and be wondering, what are the signs? Because sometimes we be saying to ourselves, what is the signs when you know a person is good for you? And I think all of these are good signs to show that a person is good for you. But the most important thing before you figure that out, you have to know within yourself and see the signs of someone being good for you by loving yourself more. Because when you love yourself, you won't settle for just anything, even if that person might be good for you, but it could be like a missing link that that person has that they don't have. And then once you find that missing link, then that's when you finally decide if that person is good for you. But before you decide that, you have to know within yourself, and then it starts out with you loving yourself more too. And that's when you really know if that person is good for you. And especially when you know your worth. When you know your worth and you love yourself with when you know your worth and you love yourself more, that's when you can really determine if that person is good for you or not. It's all up within here. You have to know this first. And then once you know this first, and then you want to be with someone, you gonna know it. Like I said, it can be in a friendship, it can be in a relationship, it can be in a partnership. It don't have to always be about relationship with a person. It could be in any type of shape or form if a person is good for you. A person that you can collab with or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always built on just a relationship or a marriage, you know. Well, let me clear that up. When I say relationship, marriage is a relationship. So let me say it this way. Boyfriend and girlfriend, or marriage, or partnership, any type of ship that you're in. If you see good signs in a person, you would know. But it would have to start in here with you loving yourself going here. And then once you do that, then that's when you can determine if a person is good for you or not. And if the signs are good as well. Well, we made it to the hour mark. So, this was a good topic for tonight, even though it was kind of dead in here tonight. But I do appreciate the people that, well, I do appreciate the people that did come in, and I also appreciate the people that's in the bushes looking at my live. And also, it's always a pleasure to do these lives when I do, because this is like a learning experience for me. And I'm learning how to get better with doing lives. I'm learning how to be more consistent because I've been slipping as of lately. But then also, I love giving advice and basically giving tips to people who have trouble with, um, losing a family member, or I guess you could have relationships or anything in general. And I can give my best opinion as I can, because like I said, I love helping people. I really do. And I do love doing YouTube because it's starting to become a passion that I'm starting to love to do. But I do truly appreciate the people that was in this live, and again to the people that's in the bushes. Um, I truly appreciate y'all love and support. And I guess that's it. And like I always say, much love, my hearts. Y'all have a good Thursday evening. And I'm going to go downstairs and eat my food that I cooked. Because I told myself I'm not going to eat my food until I did this live. Because I knew once I ate my steak and my cheddar rice with collard greens, if I would have ate that, I would have had the itis. And I would not been doing this live. I would have went to bed. But I wanted to be consistent with going live today. So I truly appreciate y'all. And again, you will always be my hearts. Much love to you. And I will see you again soon. Good night, guys. And thank you again.